Yeah, I mean, I thought offensively, like maybe a little bit too loose with the basketball. We started kind of trying to get cute and make some highlight plays to put the game away, and you start turning it over, and they're running out in transition. And just kind of our attention to detail in terms of limiting the 3-point line and limiting the free throw line. Like that's how they're going to get back in the game. As long as we take care of the ball, we defend the 3-point line, and not foul. We've got to. We'll keep the lead. We'll maintain the lead, grow the lead, whatever it is. Um, but so much of it, I thought, between our a little bit of loose, especially in advantage situations, play, and then we put them at the free throw line a ton, and I didn't really execute in terms of inching out to the right guys on the perimeter and going over and pick and roll a lot more to get them off the 3-point line. They were pretty comfortable, just like walking into threes, stepping into threes, and they started making them. And from there, it just kind of builds. Like I thought overall offensively, like we were pretty good, maybe a little bit stagnant down the stretch. But we had several really, really, really good looks at the rim, in the paint, on the 3-point line that just didn't drop at that stage in the game, and that's gonna happen. Like sometimes you're gonna miss shots. It's part of the game, and you have to be able to lock in defensively and still keep getting stops. Like really, yesterday our defense won us the game, and today our offense did. Like our second and third quarters to put up 38 and 40, like just basically just bailed us out. Just giving up 34 and 39 in the third and fourth quarter is just way, way, way too much. Yeah, I thought just starting with JD, like you said, his leadership, his presence to keep us calm, to keep executing down the stretch. Like even though he's only 4 for 16, 1 for 5 from three, but like 15 and 10 still for him, and not for me, I'm internally frustrated and panicking, like wondering, is this we really having it again, is what we're going to do. But, for him to keep us settled down and really down the stretch, just execute. DJ Stewart as well, to what both those guys were able to do in terms of getting us good looks, whether they went in or didn't. And I thought just Drew, like from beginning to end, like really efficient game, scoring the basketball, being able to get to the rim, shot it really well, made a bunch of right decisions. Against closeouts, whether it was shoot it or drive it. And like obviously when he gets in the paint, gets in the half roll a little bit more as we keep working that part of his game. Like he's such a threat because of his ability to see the floor and anticipate and find guys, whether it's underneath or on the perimeter. And then at the same time with his size, and especially when he gets to his right hand, like he's a very good finisher. So, for him, like just a really, really, really solid game back to back. Yesterday 0 turnovers, today only 2, which is pretty good because he's a guy that you want to encourage. Like he has that ability. Like you just kind of got to find that balance. He's kind of I think he's kind of unique in his sense. Like at his size, with how like his passing ability and his shot continues to improve. Um, there's probably several out there that I'm just completely blanking on. So he's a strong right hand driver, can get downhill. I don't have any off the top of my
You
head.
mentioned to me Derek White as an inspiration.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Yeah, it's an
anytime D
inspiration.
White, Drew Holiday, like you got some like big time role players that compete, play at a high level. Um, he's like I said, he's pretty unique at his size at the wing, and what he can do in pick and roll. Like certainly there's someone out there, even if I can't think of him, and he could still has an opportunity to carve out a space for himself. Well, he fouled out, so that's why he was out of the game at the end. But I got to do a better job with my demeanor, with my composure. I would say I was pretty efficient, and obviously Tom was too. Picked up a technical, just a lot of calls, a lot of fouls that like kind of made the game so choppy. Especially in the second half, there was just almost no flow to the game. It was constantly side out and free throws, side out and free throws. Um, where I think I got to be better because those guys are looking to me. I'll try my best. It's not easy, but I thought a couple of them for Jordan where he's just really frustrated. There's one in the first half. He came down in transition, made a really nice move. I felt from my angle where I was standing was a blatant block. Kind of got hip checked as he went to finish, and a no call comes down to the other end and makes a frustration foul. And then in the second half, like a similar play, got into the paint. I thought he clearly got hit on the head. missed it, frustrated, and comes back down and is like getting pushed on a screen and hits the guy, and they call the second foul in that case because it was like an escalation at that point. So for him, it's managing that. I thought when he was in the game, I thought he played well. I thought he did some really nice things. It didn't always work out, and I know he was frustrated with some calls and no calls, and just maintaining that composure for him when things aren't going his way, and continue to focusing on the stuff that he can control. Whether it's shots going in and out or the officiating, called, uncalled, whatever it is, like you can't control that as long as he's making the right play, making the competitive play on both ends. That's really what he's got to focus on. So. I think both guys have been. We've had some guys like Kyler and JB with some weird injuries at times, some illnesses where it's like taking them out of games, and like both guys have stepped up when their number's been called in terms of just like lurching into the starting lineup or coming off the bench, whatever it is. And I think the two of them have like a really great relationship. They recognize the value that the other has and are super selfless in terms of their minutes, and whoever's rolling, whoever's playing better is going to play a little bit more, but each of those guys pretty much going out there 3-4 minute stints, play as hard as you can, protect the rim, screen, roll. Like we ask a lot of them in terms of like their energy, where they're playing shorter stints, and they know somebody's going to have their back and get them soon. So I think both guys, just like their mental preparation going into the game, understanding, JB like coming off the bench, like super selfless in terms of like I'll do whatever you need. Kyler's the same way. It's like when Nemi comes down, and that changes the complexion of our rotation, and so super professional, super understanding, super selfless in terms of both of their approach. That like ultimately when they get their name called, they're ready to go. Yeah, embrace adversity was kind of the message that we had coming out of the break, and we've had some funky travel days, that funky scheduling, some messed up travel days that have like kind of set us back. And I love being in Portland. I love being in the Expo, but it's really cold. It's really dark. It's January, and we're here for a long stretch where focusing on our work, on our preparation, taking advantage of the time that we're at home, and have the home crowd behind us. I think like both sellouts are pretty close this weekend, even with yesterday's flooding and downpour, where it's like we've got a great crowd behind us. Continue to compete at a high level, give them something to cheer about. But we had a long stretch there towards the end of January where we didn't practice that much, just with the way the scheduling fell, and showcase, and then break, and then coming off a break and traveling. Where this opportunity last week, this coming week for us, like an opportunity to get in the gym, to work, to get better, and prepare. Like we've got a hell of a team coming in Sioux Falls. I'm not sure if they play this week, but they're undefeated right now, with a ton of talent, top to bottom on their roster. So we'll have our work cut out for us for the next couple games, and hopefully take advantage of being at home.